Hello, thank you for joining me. Let's talk about how Tonkean is transforming the way that legal operations gets work done. And in particular, let's talk about contract reviews, contract requests in general. A really broad topic, but a type of work that legal is often faced with. And most legal operations teams struggle with it being a very manual process of starting from email, manually triaging it, going back and forth with the requester to figure out what's going on before they're actually able to get the work done. A lot of time is lost on inefficiencies, and the requester, the person submitting the contract for review, is frustrated because they don't know the process and they have to continuously follow up. In fact, in a recent study, it was found that 67% of people admit to routinely skipping legal policies and procedures. So how can we bring the workflow to the user? How can we make it clear what the ideal legal operations workflow is for submitting a contract review or contract request, so that the end users aren't confused, so that they get a great experience, and so that legal operations gets requests efficiently triaged that they can actually action upon? What we're looking at is Tonkean's Legal Operations Portal. This is where legal operations can go to view all of their backlogs, all of their requests in process, how they've been categorized, and how they're being worked. Tonkean allows you to have visibility across all of your intake channels and be able to understand what's coming to legal, when, from who, how is it being triaged and handled, and pull back information about these requests from beginning to end. Tonkean integrates with all of your various applications, from Slack to Teams to your matter management solutions and CLMs, so that we can give you visibility into a workflow that might go across technology and across department. So thinking of contract management and contract reviews, there's a lot that we do here for our various clients. We work with Google, Workday, Instacart, and many others in optimizing their legal teams. So with contract management, what we're going to look at today is specifically reviewing a contract, a really common request type. Here I can see all of my contracts currently under review and their various states and what type of contract it is, when they're due. You can absolutely keep a backlog here of who's assigned to what work, so that legal operations has visibility into all the work coming in. And as an end user, we can give them an excellent experience because we can provide them either a portal that they can log into and submit this request, review knowledge base articles from you, review information about how to best work with legal, and we can also meet them where they prefer. So if they want to send an email that says I have a contract for review and attach it to that email, they can absolutely do that, and we can still report on it and still triage it. If they want to go to, let's say, Slack and type in new contract for review, they can absolutely do that because we use natural language processing so that we can automatically handle these requests and not have to take up a legal operations or attorney's person's time on simple things like intake. So from here, I could of course click this link and I could submit my new contract for review. So this contract is actually going to start here within Slack. And then if I wanted to, it may ask me to upload my contract if I actually have one to upload at this time. It may be that I just need one to be generated. So I'm just going to choose one of these. Let's say it's a photography release something or other. And obviously you can tell that this is very powerful as well for, approving and signing off with marketing content from your marketing team. A lot of different ways to apply this workflow. And I can even give it a due date. So if I were to try and process this that I need it done the next day, it might ask me for some additional questions about why the expedited contract review, or I can say it's not due for another 2 weeks. Maybe I have a marketing push coming up. So what Tonkean does is that it's actually saying, oh, so you have the contract and you want to actually submit it, so let's continue to the web form. And I'm going to ask you to upload that so that your legal team has not only the information about the request, but also the document itself that you want to get reviewed. So here, you can absolutely change the coloring and add your logo at the top. Let's go ahead and grab a attachment example, privacy policy, whatever, and submit this. Know that Tonkean does have OCR capabilities, so we can actually read these documents and pull back information about them. So if it's a repeatable contract, like a bill of sale, different invoices, working with suppliers where you're regularly processing a lot of documents, we can absolutely read those documents and extract data from them for you. So as the requester, as the person putting in the request, I can now view the overall status that it's waiting to be assigned, and then it's going to be approved or rejected. I can view all the information I submitted. I can even review information about who is reviewing my contract. So as a legal operations person, my request of course has now come into the contract management department, and if I'm managing my backlog here, I could assign it from here and I could work on this request right from here. Maybe my legal team prefers to work in email though, and so it could automatically send me an email. My team here prefers to work in Slack. So, right in Slack, my legal ops team is notified that we have a new contract request ready for review, that it's from Stuart Brocker, for what type it is, the information I entered about it, that the priority is normal because I didn't give it an expedited time frame. And so they can view the details about this contract, just like the requester can, and you can absolutely control the views that they have of these contracts. As you can see, the legal operations person actually has the contract appear right here, so that they don't have to sign into another tool. They can view it right in this window along with the information about the request. And I have this nice little area where I can review and approve it. And hey, if I don't even want to go that far, I can assign it to myself right here from Slack, and then actually get it approved in this way as well. You see, Tonkean is monitoring this and replying back to me and saying, okay, you are now assigned, you're now the owner of this contract, and the requester will see this as well. And now would you like to give it your final approval? So it is assigned, Stuart Brocker is the reviewer. And so what do I think of this contract? Well, this is just an example with some dummy text in it. We would love to use your legal templates and your examples if you would like. And I can go ahead and say, yep, I approve this. I absolutely could have flagged it for additional review and brought more people into this workflow. And now that it's been approved, it's going to move forward for the requester. They will receive automatic notifications as changes are made, and they keep a nice timeline of all of the changes made here so that Tonkean gives you an audit trail of everything that happens for all of your contracts and all of your requests. That way you have a nice relationship with the requester, the ability to comment back and forth to each other, and keep all this data in one place, even though your contract may have come in from various sources and may be saved and housed in various different locations. This is all built on a no-code workflow engine. So if you don't like how I have created this workflow and how it's operating through Slack and email and these different channels, you can absolutely make changes to it. Right here's my contract review, where I see that it starts with that form that I filled out, and then it goes through assignment, and then it goes through approval and final completion. If you wanted to change a step here, it's as simple as hitting the plus button, reviewing if we want to ask more questions to different people, send forms to gather information. Very interesting workflow logic, like waiting for certain things to happen to the contract, and then updating and connecting to all of your various legal tools and the technology you use today. If it has an API, we can connect to it. So that is how Tonkean is allowing legal operations teams to bring the workflow to the end user, to lower the adoption that it takes to work with legal, to help enforce their policies and procedures, and to overall be more efficient and have the visibility into all of the legal operations requests and work in process. I hope this is helpful. We'd love to talk to you about what we're doing for other clients and how we can help transform your organization. Hope to talk soon.